Hello. Hey everyone. Audio check? How does my audio sound? Let me know in chat. Hi. And yeah, Travis, you need help drawing a Warhammer mech? Well, this is perfect. So, it's a good, I think this is still a good stream. You know, I'm gonna share some tips to draw mechs in general. Just so happens I'll be using this one to draw. Yes, hello. A little quiet? Oh, oh, what are my pronouns? He, him. Just he, because I will never be him. But yeah, thank you for asking. Yeah, no, thank you. Okay, how about now? I think I'm just gonna get closer to the mic. I think that's what the problem is. Yeah, I'm pretty far from the mic. But yeah, I think Warhammer, I really need to get into Warhammer. It's really cool, like the world. And I know the game recently came out, and a lot of fans loved it. I need to get into it because I do paint Gundams, and it does seem fun to paint minis as well. It's really nice. Can you hear me pretty well? Okay, perfect. So yeah, I have a bunch of references here because this is we usually do a poll before, and this is what won. There. Excuse me. But yeah, how's it been for chat? How are you guys? Because for me, it's been pretty fun because I've been doing the spring camps and all that. It's been nice and chill, and been drawing a lot as usual. Yeah, it's been a while for me since I've been excited to draw like a big project. So I'm like drawing something really big right now. Ooh, a sewing project. Yeah. Favorite project. I think funnily enough the character food assignment was pretty fun actually. Where you kind of make a menu or like food that's based on a character. So I remember one of them was One Piece. We picked One Piece and we made a One Piece themed breakfast. So it's pretty fun. We got like what's it called? Got pancakes shaped like a straw hat, some omelet and rice shaped like Sanji, some omu rice. Yeah, it's pretty fun. Yeah, pretty cute as well. Ooh, an oven mitts. That sounds really cute. Oh, it's a One Piece recipe, so it's like a cookbook. Yeah, when I saw zine, I thought it was like a fanzine. But yeah, I've never really owned a cookbook before, but I feel like that'd be fun to have One Piece on. Because I saw that one was Sanji's, I think, and it's based on Straw Hat's favorite foods and stuff. That sounds really cute. There. What time is it actually? Oh, it's just about time to start actually. There. Let me just finish this doodle. There. There. So yeah. Good afternoon everyone, and welcome to the live stream. Welcome to everyone who just came in. Today we'll be drawing some mechs, specifically the short set from Gundam Witch for Mercury. It's one of my favorite mechs from the show, even though I really hate the pilot. This is one of the coolest mechs that they've ever come out with in the Gundam series, in my opinion. And we're drawing this one because we had a poll. We had a poll before the stream, and we usually post it in the community tab. So if for next time, you want to vote, go check our community tab. And I'll be talking about techniques for drawing any mech. It doesn't have to be just this one. I wouldn't say this is a step-by-step. I'll show you some advice and some tips on how to draw mechs like this. But yeah, before we begin, I want to let everybody know that we're not just a YouTube channel, we're also an art school, a school of illustration specifically. And our mission at Wing Canvas is to make art education easily accessible to everyone. So join us for free live-streamed lessons like this one every week. And this school of online illustration is helping art nerds helping art nerds turn their passion into income. So shout out to our amazing students and members for supporting our mission. We love seeing your incredible artwork and watching your skills improve in our classes and weekly critiques. And if you're an art nerd, be sure to join our Discord, where you can find our notes and artworks from streams, as well as art challenges and other resources to help you improve as an artist. But yeah, there we go. There. And there. Oh, oops. Let me just a little. Perfect. Wing canvassers. The canvas heads. Welcome, canvas heads. I think it'd be funny if we have like a fan name like that. Wing canvas heads. Wing canvassers. Yeah. Yeah. That's good. Get eager. It's gonna be awesome. And just a heads up for people who are looking forward to the student submissions, or I keep saying student submissions, but the Discord submissions. I won't be doing them today just because I'll need the whole time to check on them. So sorry. I want to focus on this one. Art nerds. Oh yeah, that's true. That's so funny. I just said that 2 seconds ago. It is art nerds. I guess I didn't think of it because it doesn't have Wing Canvas in the name. It's not dumb like what I thought of. But yeah, I'll just get started. So, one of the first skills that you need to learn is to draw cubes. So there. Because drawing cubes is very essential in drawing shapes like this, for mechs. So I'm gonna draw one right now. Here. Let me shade it in. And you can draw it. For me, I'm just painting it because it's a lot easier and a lot quicker for me. So there. And there. That's pretty simple, right? Draw a cube. And then the next skill that you should learn is learning to carve out some objects, some shapes onto it. So I'm going to carve out a shape, for example. So something like this and this. For example, I want to do like something similar to the GameCube logo. So say I'm carving it out like that. So the way I was able to guesstimate how to carve out this piece is I'm following the lines. So for example, this one, of course it'll follow these, Actually, I'll carve this out, so never mind. So this one follows this. And then this line follows this line right here, etc., and then etc. So it follows that. And this one, right, this vertical line, there we go. And then this, excuse me. Let me clear my throat real quick, actually. There we go. So there, and there. So now, I'm able to carve out this piece out of the cube, just like that. There. And there. So this is essential if you really want to draw mechs. Understanding your shapes and how to draw them is key. And another thing, for example, maybe you want to bevel the corner. So bevel is when, you can see that this is a sharp corner, but this time I will kind of cut it like this. There. And there. So a bevel, I think it's more obvious if I do it here, actually. So if I slice it like that, okay, I want to see what chat is saying. Oh, part of me wants to make a cookbook. The other part. That's a bad idea since I don't like cooking. I mean, I think it's better if you learn more cooking to see, like, if you do want to make a cookbook first. So I think it's better to just practice it yourself, and then the answer will become easier the more you practice. Yeah, mix up. I'm going into shading immediately because it's much easier to understand, I feel. It's a lot more clear and easy, IMO, my opinion. But yeah. So to put it simply, the skill you need to learn here is being, what's it called? Being aware of your shapes. And the reason why I use a cube, I've talked about this a couple times, but the cube has all the sides that you would need to know. There. So, you need to keep track of the front, the right side, the left side, the top, the bottom, and then the back. So these are all really helpful. In comparison to if you use a spear, right, which is a commonly used shape for, sketching people, for example, or sketching animals or anything, really. Spears are hard because, I could say this is the top, this is the front, and, right side. But if you rotate a cube, or a spear, this is the front, this is the top, this is the left. It's exactly the same. But in comparison, if you turn turn a cube around, for example, or flip it, it's much easier to tell, So for example, like that. See, this is the bottom, the front, the left. That's why it's essential to understand it. And hi, Wings. Hello. And again, having that knowledge of the other sides is what helped me understand how to cut this cube apart. There. And this is one of those skills that is good to take your time to understand, because once it clicks, that's it. That's all you really need, is to understand how to carve out shapes. We're drawing like a sculptor, pretty much. So I'll do it again as an example. know? So, say you want to make a cube, and you want to make these edges right here. It's kind of beveled. It'll be like this, right? Of course, the corners will be a lot less sharp. Like that. And then, let's see. There. Now, what you need to do is, there. Just trace it around, like that. And like that. And then, for example, maybe there's a hole in the middle. So of course, you draw a square, like that. The square hole. There's the square hole. And then maybe I'll put a circle over here. And the way I could figure out the inside is, you know, I drew this X-ray vision. So now I could guesstimate with it. So I imagine this goes all the way to the other end. Right there. Technically, I could draw like another square on the back side and then try to connect it that way. But yeah, just like that. So being able to carve these out is essential. Oh, and I'm not coming up with my original design. So yeah, I'm just gonna do a pose with it. This mech right here, the short set. There. So yeah, let's move on to actually trying to draw it. So let's see. Trying to think if I should jump in immediately. Nah, maybe I won't do it just yet. I'll talk about the techniques here. Actually, I'll do it as I go. There we go. But yeah, I'll try to draw a base first, and then I'll talk about it. I'm trying to think. Of course, just like with anything, it's good to figure out the pose. Let me look at the references. And this head. Maybe like this. Yeah. Okay, so maybe I'll just keep it simple so that we could focus on drawing the shapes right here. So there. Draw a cube. Like that. And the next part that I want to talk about is when you're drawing mechs, try to remember the joints and how they move. So for example, with the short set, it doesn't look like they have an ab crunch. So they can't do, you know, they can't sit up like this with their abs probably. So, you know, when you bend down by the stomach, I don't think they could do that. I don't think they have a bend. So another thing is if they take a look here, they have a butterfly swivel. So what that means is they have a, so you can see that there's a hole over there by the arm socket. So let me circle it. If you look here, right? Excuse me. What it feels like is there's a circle on the inside, a cylinder, like that, and that's where the arm attaches, and then it can swing that way. So that's why it's called the butterfly swivel, because it could flap, you know, forwards and backwards like wings, butterfly wings. Okay, so now that I know that, much easier to draw it. Yeah, that's another what's it called? Good way to practice is to buy model kits. Oh my gosh. I also know this because I built it before. I've built this mech before. I love the short set. And then, let's see. There. There. Or actually, maybe I'll save this, actually. I'll save all the technical stuff for last. I want to figure out a pose first. Yeah. I think more than having the pose or the character in front of you or the mech, I think it's more important to know how they work. You know, how they move around, how the body swivels. I think that's more important. And there. Yeah. Yeah, I have a backlog of model kits as well. There. And here, I felt like drawing the cube, right? The X-ray, so that I could draw the bottom as well. So I wanted to draw this small part because it's this waist right here, that tiny waist that I am showing here. And by the way, I forgot to mention this, but I want to make this a continuation of the mech stream that I did all those years ago. So if you feel like I'm skipping over some stuff and maybe there's some gaps, it's probably because I talked about it there. So check that out. We do have a video on it as well. So how to draw mechs video. Yeah, I'm just drawing the simple body for now, so this is gonna be this soon. And the legs. There. And then I got, let's see. I'll just draw. And by the way, this is just the sketch too, so there. And there. So hold on. Gotta change this on. So it'll get a lot messier once we add the details. And don't be afraid to draw it messy. Ooh. Your rendered drawings always look so blurry, even though the canvas size is over 4K. Do you mean blurry as in airbrush? Because probably using the airbrush will make it blurry. But yeah. Ooh, the Gundam F91 was pretty good. Yeah. I'm trying to remember what that one, like how that one was now. I'm thinking of the Victory Gundam. I know that one had wings, the F91 Gundam. Kinda don't like the pose actually. Trying to think of. Yeah, maybe before I draw it, try to figure out a pose. Without worrying too much about the mechanics first. Yeah. Yeah, but the thing about model kits though for Gundam, sometimes you do reprints. So it'll be rare sometime, but eventually they will reprint it. want to figure out a pose first. And then the little halo, the shoulder. Yeah. I know, the the Victory Gundam is really cool with like the big, big shoulder like this. Pretty iconic. Now let's see, which hand? Okay, right hand. I kind of want to do this pose. There. Yeah, I'll keep it simple. Something like this is the pose I want to do. So yeah, you can see that a lot of planning would really help you in drawing mechs. You don't have to draw it all at once, right? You could do a little sketch like the one I just did here for the silhouette. And then, let's see where the wings are. I guess there. 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, so the wings are gonna look like that. Okay, perfect. Now we have a plan. I'll make it really tiny. There. Yo! Hey, Sakri. Hello, hello. Nice to see you. But yeah, okay, so based on this drawing, I noticed that there's a little bit more shortening in it, so let me do that. But now I'm just gonna do it quicker. Let me do this again. Yeah. Let's do a little... There. A redo of what I did earlier. This time a lot quicker. There. And there. And then the head. Ooh, 2 classes today? Wow. Wake up earlier than for camp? Dang. That is pretty early. Well, me, I had no camp today, so there. And there. Yeah, you can see that the way I'm drawing these cubes, right? These bunch of cubes. I'm not just drawing them like this. My eye isn't just focused on a single cube. I'm focused on the drawing as a whole. So what I mean by that is I think that's a common mistake that some students have, is when they're drawing cubes like this, you know, they draw it one, like they're super hyper focused on just one. Because for me, in my head, I think of this as one big cube right there. And you can see that if I draw a line over it, it still fits, right? Because for some students, they might do it like this. They draw like one cube, and the other one is misaligned. You know, so maybe it's like this. So you can see that if I follow through, it doesn't follow the same lines, right? Or actually, I should do it like this. Should do the front lines. You can see, if I follow it, it's not aligned right there. It's not following the whole picture. I mean, sometimes that can happen, you know, if, for example, it's actually supposed to bend forward like that. But for this one, it's just a flat body, you know, It's not supposed to bend forward or backward, so that's unintentional. And then I'll probably come up with another right here. Yeah, I'm really excited to once we get to the details. Okay, so we have the block here. I'll just keep it simple as possible for now. Yeah, generally they do, but usually the rotation is here. They could rotate like this. They could swivel around, but they don't have an ab bend. So I think it's rare that Gundams or mobile suits have ab bends where they do this, you know, like I guess like this, where they bend on the stomach. I know some of them do, but it's never like the full one. So for example, I know the ones you're talking about. This. So like this one, they have a bend here, and then they're able to like rotate like that. They kind of dig in, but for this one, I'm talking about for this one, for the short set. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. Wait, you're on. Yeah, so right now I'm drawing like a cube version of what I'm supposed to be doing. I don't usually do this, honestly, the cube. What I would actually do is carve it out. But I do want to show everybody what I see. So I think it's a lot easier to understand. I draw it like this. And also, not everybody's a painter, so I'll go over it like this. And there. So you box out the parts of the body before working on the individual parts. Yes. I think I'm just boxing it like this right now because actually, to show you how I would do it personally, I would just like carve it out like this. But I know that's a lot harder to explain for some people, where I would carve it out like this, right? Like a box. This is for when you're really used to it. And then I'm looking at the body here. There. And there. And I can see that the forward's jutting out. Look at that. So this is how usually I would do it. I would block it out. Like that. And there. Okay. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. And this is my own method, you know, after it's a little bit more advanced, I think, and doesn't explain too much. So it's kind of a rush. I don't want to rush the construction for this one. Okay. There. And then, of course, the legs. it'd be easier to start with a wireframe before placing the boxes. Let's see. I'm trying to think of what you mean by wireframe. Like this one? You draw a wireframe around it? But nah, trust me. It's just a process. Right now, it looks a little bit off, but I'll show you how. Trying to think. I guess one way we could do it actually. Apply some ab bend. Cut, paste. So this one, I cut it right here, and then I'll transform. So maybe I will add just a little bit. Oh, wouldn't it be easier? Like your thumbnail. Nah, I'll talk about how I'll use this afterwards. Let me compare it actually. Like adding this ab bend. And this is part of the process as well, because in this part of the drawing, it's a lot easier to change and erase stuff. So if you really want to experiment, now's the time to do it, because you are not putting in the details just yet. Let's see. This one. So again, the change I made, because earlier it was a little bit, what's it called, rigid, but this time I added a little bit of a bend, so that's why I made that adjustment. And then, if you're having trouble with drawing your boxes, also remember foreshortening, right? So once things get further, they get smaller. For this one, I noticed the back was bigger, which shouldn't be the case. You know, it should be smaller, the back there. Just a little bit, not like noticeably smaller. There. And then there. Okay. So I'll add another layer. Let's draw like a quick, yeah, I guess this one's a little bit pointed up. Yeah, it must be really hard to maintain gesture with all these rigid shapes. Yeah. Yeah, this one right here. Ooh, what if I want to draw a character that have different shapes? I'll show you another method actually. So another method is, let's see, okay, I have this one. The other method you could do is you sketch out the pose like this, and then you could draw the boxes around that. So it'll be like this. There. And then here. This is another way you could do it. It's a lot easier. But then you adjust it. It does. But yeah. Okay, maybe, what time is it? Oh my gosh. Maybe. Let me drink some water. Yeah, it really does depend. Because I'm trying to think if I should. Maybe I'm over explaining it. Maybe I'll do here. And here. Okay. Yeah, hello. Welcome. Long time no see. This thing is stretch. Yeah. Okay. So I guess now that I've shown like how I see the objects, I'll try to do it the way I usually do it. So in here. Copy paste it. In there. Let's see. Okay. So what I did earlier, the reason why I spent a lot of time with this one is because I want to show like the different methods and like how you should be looking at it. You look at it as like different cubes like this. And with that in mind, I'm gonna draw for real this time. Yeah, ice cream. Okay, I need more space in my canvas. I think I gotta shrink it down. Or maybe I'll leave it be like this for now. There and there. Which layer is this again? Okay, keep it on there. Bird, yeah, painting, especially for this one, it's really fun. So I'll probably paint the torso first here, just to showcase it. So it's like this. I'll probably go for like a bluish gray. I want it to be bigger actually. Yeah. So again, I'll start with a cube. And then, first thing I noticed here in the shape is there's like a part in the middle jutting out a little. So I'll do that. I'll add that in. actually, this one's a little bit more triangular in shape. Actually, I noticed. So what I'll do before that is I will carve out the shape from the cube. So there. Let's see. There. Oh, let's see. What is chat saying? Yeah. I mean, robots can have organic poses. You just have to start off with, you know, the gesture, and then you carve it out. Thank you. I hope you have a nice day too. Let's see. There. And there. And then to check, let's see. We'll do that. You could add the line work afterwards. And I think this angle is a little bit for now, I'll start off with this shape. I know it's a lot more complicated, but start off with this one. Yeah, it's in the description. So the title of the song is in the description. There you go. There. And I know this isn't the exact shape, right? But I'll carve it out later. So here is the chest. Right here. Yeah, you have a nice day too. Yeah, so while I'm carving this, I'm only looking at the main parts. I know it looks complicated, right? But in reality, all I see is this, you know, like big part and then small part. So that's what you should focus on for now. And then we could figure out how to adjust it later. There, let me erase that. I think the body's a little bit small actually. So I'll change it like that. And like that. Yep. Then I'll draw the inner parts. It's like this reddish color. For the abs. Here. Let's see. Yeah, how do artists draw those complex robotic suits as like you are drawing right now? You start off simple, you know? So whenever something's complicated, just try to simplify it. In this case, simplifying it means turning it into a cube, like this. Because later, I will be carving out the parts. Trying to think. Okay, I think this makes more sense. Because this is a little bit of an ab crunch. There. So yeah, this is what I mean. Like, that's why you should get used to drawing cubes first. Because in reality, you know, what I'm drawing right here is just a bunch of cubes, you know, bent into like different parts. And then we got, there you go. There. And there. Cool. One more question. Would you rather animate a Mecha in 2D or 3D? I've never animated, so I think neither. Never animated before. Yeah. Hello. Let's see. There. And I'll copy paste. Yep. Yeah, I'll put this underneath. I'm starting really rough right now for mine. Let's see. Ooh, one last question. How can I get inspiration for making outfits more unique to my characters? For me, I would use Pinterest, honestly. Yeah. There. And then I'll add in the white right here. Ooh. Like that. Yeah, Pinterest is, I think it's the best way, honestly, to look for stuff. maybe I should have kept these. I'll keep the legs on separate layers actually. Cut, paste. We have a bunch of live streams, so yeah. Underneath. Oh. Yeah, so what I'm doing here is I noticed that the sides of the legs, you know, they're attached here. So try to do it. So imagine this is the leg joint where it connects, and then this is the other leg joint where it connects, and then this is like the connector in the middle. But then for me, I drew the legs right there. So let me adjust you. Yeah. There we go. And you. Oh, oops, I keep drawing on the wrong layer. Yeah, honestly, this is the hardest part of drawing a mech, is getting the shapes and setting it up. That's why I've been like so quiet. I'm like locked in right now because I wanna, you know, I wanna get this right without worrying too much about mistakes for later. Like the fun part, because the fun part is when we actually carve it out, you know, when we actually add in the stuff. Yeah, because for now, you know, you can see that it's barely recognizable because I haven't carved out the pieces yet. Actually, I think the shoulder is a little bit too big. So yeah, like this is perfect. There we go. And then underneath, yeah. And there. And of course, the head. And you can see that for this one, right? I'm using like a million different layers to make my life easier. So look at this. This is how it looks so far. Like a bunch of cubes, right? But it'll be set up properly soon. And then maybe I'll keep this in a separate folder. other piece. Well, actually, maybe I won't draw this in the same layer. Alright. Hey, you know what? Who cares? I will draw it. There. Yeah, and I talk about the joints a lot more in the other video. So, like the older video, I should say. So, if you want to learn more about that, be sure to check it out. Because what I'm drawing is something called a double joint. Because, you know, for robots, a lot of people think it's just one joint, like this. But in reality, it's two joints, like this. So this is the hand. It's two joints to help it bend properly. Actually, keep it. Perfect. And then I will you in there. So yeah, just like how when you draw characters or people, you start off with, you know, basic shapes. It's the same for this one. You start off with basic shapes, and then you build it up. I think this should be underneath everything, actually. There we go. Still visible. There. Okay. Perfect. And so here's what it looks like right now without all the carving. So now I'm gonna start to carve out the shapes, like for example on the head. Maybe I'll turn, what's it called? Transform to the horizontal. So I will get these separate. Am I planning on adding the line art? Yes, afterwards I will. Because usually I just draw it in the line art. Okay, there we go. I think I'm gonna carve out the head here. So first off, yeah, okay, this is the whole drawing here. So again, I'm going to what's it called? Carve out the pieces, and I'm gonna make it more complicated now. So first off, if I were to divide it into two pieces, you know, we have the head front, and then there is the forehead piece right there. And maybe I'll add like a darker piece for now. Finding poses with rare weapons are so hard. Yeah, when it comes to that, Sam, try to make it simple. So what I mean is, if you have like a complicated looking sword, what would be like the closest shape to it? Is it a square? Is it a circle? And then just try to find something similar to it. For example, if I wanted to draw a Keyblade from Kingdom Hearts, they're pretty ornate, pretty detailed. I just find sword poses that are similar, really, because sometimes you just don't find the perfect reference. So I'll talk about this technique I'm doing in a little bit. Actually, okay, maybe I'll draw in the black part first. Yeah. That's what I've been trying to do. That's good. The top part of it. Okay, this part is actually not too visible. Because this head piece is jutting out. See, this one's a little bit more rounded, so I'm gonna round it out instead of it being cubed. Oh, and I guess it's being blocked by the horns. This part has horns. There we go. Okay. And then I'll add another pose right here, the other horn. Just like that. So now you can see I'm starting to carve it out, because this is really dumb, but I like to call it the the Five Nights at Freddy's method, because I call it that because you know how in Five Nights at Freddy's you have different cameras, right? It's basically thinking of the shape in different cameras, because you have the front view and the side view, for example. So in the front view, right, if I were to draw the front view of this, there we go. So imagine these are the two different cameras, right? So from the square, I imagine that if it were the complete front view, it's shaped like this. There. And then the forehead piece. And then on the side view, I imagine that it looks like this. There's the forehead piece, like that, and there. Let's see. That. And then the actual face, like that. Yeah, so that's why I call it the Five Nights at Freddy's method, because you imagine like different cameras, basically, and you're observing it from like different angles, and then you you try to verify it that way. The FNAF method. So this is like really, what's it called? I guess it's like a quicker version, but obviously take your time and try to imagine the front and the side view. Because for me, I don't have to draw it out anymore. I just kind of do it in my imagination. But yeah. Ooh, let's see. These mic volumes kinda all over. Oh no. Is that true? Is my mic all over the place? Audio check. Yeah, let me know, chat, if I need some adjusting to do. Yeah. I don't know, I just think it's really funny to come up with goofy names like that and hope that it gets picked up. The FNAF method. Oh, okay. Okay, what if I put the mic where I'm leaning? Grandmas in mech suits? That sounds sick. There. Oh my gosh, now there's like... I'm gonna try my best to draw with this mic in my face. There. There. Yeah. Here. And there. Starting to carve out the little halo. The short set. There. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll try turning down the BGM audio. Hello? There. I turned it down. And thanks for helping me. Drawing while talking. It's perfect. Perfect name. Yeah. That's way better. Okay. Yeah, I know I tend to talk really silently, so thanks for helping me adjust it. Ooh, welcome back. There. There you go. Yeah. Because thanks. It's the best way. So I'll use it as an example again for the shoulders. I think this is one that's really good to use the FNAF method on. The Freddy Fazbear method. Here, I'll show you again. Yeah, okay, I will. So for example, the front. front side, if you imagine it, it's actually a little bit tilted. So if this was the square, it's actually like this. There. And then this is the front panel. And then this is that black part. And then there's a part that juts out like that. So it's like this. Oh, actually, it's a lot bigger. Here. Let me erase it. The front panel. And then actually it ends around here. Hank, hank, hank. Yeah, so this would be what the front would look like for the shoulder pad. And then on the side, it'd be like this. It's like straight, like this. And then this is the side panels. And then right here, there is the jet. There's like a jet panel right here. So trying to imagine it like that. Oh, it really helped. Excuse me. Big stretch. What? The bite of 87. Yeah. Oh, oops. Yeah. There you go. So this is why I can see why I was like eager to paint this, because I think it's a lot simpler to try and paint, you know, to like carve it out than to explain how to draw it. So yeah. Here we go. Ooh, do you have any tips about how to use Krita for beginner artists? We have a video on that, how to use Krita. So you could look that up in our YouTube channel. It's done by Josh. It's pretty good. There. Let's see. Okay, now I'm starting to carve out shapes. There you go. And then the pink eyes. There. Yeah, hi. Yeah, hi, Moonlight. And yeah, it's true, because that's how I figured out how I like to do my art. Because for the longest time, you know, I was trying to force myself into the sketch, line art, and then render workflow, but I didn't really know that I didn't enjoy it until I tried painting, you know, try out like a different method, and then it really clicked for me that I like painting a lot better than the traditional way that people do it. It was a lot more freeing compared to how it used to be, you know, the way that everybody's used to. Okay, and then I will draw this part. Okay, and then the Oh my gosh. There. And there. Yeah. Like a lamp, just paint it. Exactly. Because I know, for example, you know, some people struggle with drawing poses. Sometimes you could make a painting, like just like the one I did earlier. Where is it? Like this one, where you just kind of block it out. Excuse me. Yeah, honestly, I think this is the most time-consuming part, which is actually carving out the details. Right here. Yeah, definitely Ashen Light. Just adjusting your line weights to describe the shape better. It's pretty good. It's pretty fun. And then, actually, this should be like that. And then there's the face plate and then another plate. Okay, they're starting to understand the shape. I understand it now. There. Another panel. Let's see. Ooh, confident line work. I always struggle with doing it smoothly. For line work, don't hold it. Don't hold it like this. So for example, if you're drawing a circle, don't hold it like that. Like, just build it up like this. And then just connect the dots after. That's how I would do it. And then, oops. I think I'll adjust the face a little. I think the other eye is not visible. So yeah. I'll have it be covered up by the eye. There. Not visible like that. Yeah, of course. And it's all because of you guys, you know, for supporting this, that we could keep doing it. So thank you too, Gaia. Thank you to everybody in stream. Ooh, I used to draw on my laptop with a mouse. I know. I used to do that too. Just drawing with a mouse. It's fun. There. And back of the head. Just like that. Okay, so now well, yeah, let me change the face of the shape. The shape of the face. The face of the shape. Wow. English. I am Englishing right now. There. See, this is what happens when you lock in, chat. You forget how to speak. There. And then I guess this is another layer. Right. especially digital. Pressing down. Yeah. And don't worry, because I know a lot of people think digital and traditional are super different, but that's not true. You know, it just takes some getting used to, but in reality, you still use the same things. You still use color theory, you still use anatomy, the same stuff. So even though you might be shaking, you know, might be getting used to the way digital works, all the stuff you learn, you still will use. So, yeah. There you go. There we go. Then I'm gonna move the head a little bit, like that. Okay, the bottom of the head. There we go. And bloop, bloop. Okay, so now we're gonna try to do some line art. I'll probably merge it all together now. Yay. See, look at that. All of that was carved off from the cube that we drew earlier. Okay, maybe I'll make this a little thinner. And then you. There. And now you can see why earlier I was talking about how painting, you know, it's like being a sculptor. Because you kind of carve out the shapes. And that. Okay, let me double check something real quick. Okay. So there you go, look at that. There is the head. And then add that pink. Well, actually, hold on. There is the horn. There's the piece right there. And yank. Yeah, I'm trying to make sure that all the pieces are where they're supposed to be before I move on to the body. But yeah, Joe, just a heads up, I might go a little bit over time. Are you okay with that? Because I could just, like, make it on time as well if you can't. There. Like, yes, because I do not want to keep my mods waiting. Yeah, okay. Thank you. Yeah, everybody, thank mods, please. Thank Joe. Thank. Everybody say, thank you, Joe. Very cool. Yeah. There you go. Very cool. that, I'm starting to carve it out, and I think the face, let's see, there. Yeah, you can see how carving mechs can really eat a lot of your time, but in like a good way, because you're kind of enjoying all the contours and like all the different what's it called? Different planes on its face. Let's see. There. And then there's the other panel. That. And then here is that one. There. And then other piece. And there. Wow. All that for the head. Okay, so I have it there. I think the head's a little bit bigger, so I'll make it slightly bigger. Just like that. Then the neck. Neck is like this. And then this piece right here to attach it. Yeah, you can see how I'm using my layers as well. I'm using it to make life easier for me. So smart layer use is another helpful thing for drawing mechs. I think I'll make the body wider a little bit. There. And there. So I think I'll just attach it to the body. Like that. Right? I'll just go with flat colors, but painting, exactly. Yeah, painting is so immersive. Like, you get lost really easily just painting the shapes in. Oh, here comes the fun part. I've been waiting for this while I was like carving out the head shape. I've been wanting to fix the body the longest time. I've been itching to finally carve it out. Before that, actually, I noticed something in the head. So let me adjust that a little first. Okay. There. And then right here you have the body, and then there's like this big I don't know what it is, but like some cylinder shape like that. Maybe we'll make it above the head actually. There. Okay. And I'm keeping it on a separate layer again. Life is easier with these layers that I'm putting, because there and there, it's on top. Oh, I'm every goes over time I've observed. Yeah, I am right-handed. Yeah, you could tell from yeah the way I draw. Yeah, you guys guessed it. There. Now watch this. I'm gonna carve it out again. Again. there. And there. Then now I'm actually gonna draw the glass piece right here on the chest. So it's round, just like that, and it continues on to the bottom a little bit. Actually, let me adjust it. See, look at that. It's so satisfying to carve it out. This is what I was setting up for this whole time. That's what drawing's all about. You set up, and then you get the payoff right here. Look at that. Because earlier, it looked pretty ugly, right? It's kind of a mishmash. And to be honest, even now, this isn't my cleanest work. But sometimes you just gotta get messy. Get messy with the way you draw and paint. Okay, extend this a little bit. Yeah, and you can see how it takes a lot of flexibility in your art to be able to do this. And it's fun, you know? Sometimes you might not get it right. Maybe you might make mistakes, but that's okay. Just give yourself the freedom to make mistakes, really. Because that's really boring. If you're a perfectionist, it really isn't fun if you're a perfectionist. There we go. Yeah. Exactly. What Joe said as well. Don't get lost in the sauce. And yeah, I like what Joe's asking. What is your guys' payoff? Ooh, coloring line art? Yeah, that's for sure. That's up there. Yeah, it's a good one. There you go. Yeah, adding the details. That's a good one. And you. Okay. There we go. And then I want to see the purple mode. Let's see. Okay, I don't know if I'll add that just yet. Maybe put it on the sides there. This reference. Because I really do want to put the pink highlights that he has. Oh well, I'll do it after I have the time. There you go. Yeah, the line art. Then I know there's like a little bit of blue in there. There you go. Yay. Okay. And then you here and here. There we go. Then there's some white underneath. There we go. And I already know this is gonna be like there's a lot of things you could add, but this is the way it is. You can't draw mechs really quick within like 2 hours, I guess. So I'll try to make it look as best I can in like the limited time. Okay. See, look at this. This is also another fun part that I noticed. Okay, okay. There we go. Look at that. There's like a panel. And then, just like that, you got the body. And then I like to merge it all together because it makes my life easier. And I don't want to overthink it anymore. Yay. So, oh, oops, I merged too much by accident. So yeah, now I merged these together, the head and the body, since it's all done. True. Adachi, true. Yeah. Like clay. Yeah, Joe, it's funny that you... Or Joe Road, I should be specific. I did mention clay, actually, in the original mech video. I was like, yeah, just make it out of clay. You know, like, play around with the shapes and try to do it. So yeah, it really is like clay. Sculptor. Paint like a sculptor. Boom. Look at that. Wow. And then, look at this. The fact that it's on one layer, oh my gosh, it's so good. There. I love one layer paintings. Just merge it all together. But I do realize, okay, there's a mismatch here. See this? If I draw a straight line, a little bit much. So I'm gonna carve this out. So you smaller, like that. You. So that you are both aligned. There. Perfect. Yay. Thank you. There we go. And then I curve it out. There we go. And then I think I'm gonna adjust it a little with liquefy. There we go. Liquefy is another lifesaver tool for me. It makes things so simple. There you go. There. Okay. There. Adjustments made. Let's see. Zooming out to check some stuff. Okay, so now... Okay, if this is the body, I'll start to carve out this piece. Now this is how I usually carve pieces out. I carve it from scratch. Yank. So, there. Like I do the silhouette. Here's another way of doing it. carve out the silhouette like this. And then there. There's a curve. Yeah, see, this is one of those things where you could do this first and then the line art after. So if you really want to do line art, just do that. Because a lot of the time, people think it's the first or second thing you should do. But no, you could leave it for last if you want. See, look at this. It's so much easier to carve. There. And then, this is the top part. And then, let's see. And then this panel. And then, let's see. Yeah, that's correct. There. Ta-da! There you go. See, look at that. We made that from scratch, from nothing. We just kind of painted it, kept track of the shapes, and there. Yeah, the shading? Oh yeah, for sure. Shading is a good payoff, I think. Actually, I realized I could raise this. I could raise this piece a little bit more up. Okay, that looks perfect. Yes. There we go. And again, it's very essential that you get it right in the beginning, because again, mobility, right? You don't want any of the pieces like clinking together and like getting in the way. And I think that's the part that people struggle with the most. So that's why earlier, right, I really showed like the different methods that you could try to start off with a good base. I know I did talk about it before, but Mecha really is my favorite genre of anime. It's one of my... It's definitely... Oops. I'll make it darker actually. There's a piece under there. Yeah, not only because of the cool robots, but I always love it. Like the themes that they have. Because if you think about, you know, something like Magical Girls is all about, you know, friendship and girlhood and womanhood. For Mecha, it's always about, you know, being the best version of yourself, and, you know, reaching out, having the power to do what you want, you know, change the world sort of thing. Because after all, mechas are just an extension of the pilot, you know, it's a giant person. It's a giant human. And they always have the power to change things whenever they get into the big robot, big person. It's a big stretch. Yeah, and Mecha, they always make it about, you know, the relationships and understanding other people. Because if you think of, you know, Evangelion, or of course Mobile Suit Gundam, it's always about the relationships with other people. Becoming new type. Yeah. There, because it really wouldn't click if it was a giant tank or a giant plane, because it's a giant person, you know, and usually mechs aren't characters, you know, they're just kind of vehicles because that's what they represent, you know. If you've watched enough Mecha, you will know that's what Mecha's all about. There we go. Let's see. Make you a little more blue. See here. Oh, thank you, Joe. Thanks for the yellow super chats. We really appreciate the support. Thank you so much. Yeah, Mecha's genre is very focused on humanity, hence the anthropomorphism, I think. Yeah. Especially, okay, I'm gonna gush about Gundam for a little bit. But in Gundam, one of the coolest things that I think they introduced is the idea of a new type. So a new type, it's kind of like the Force equivalent in Gundam, but you know, the new type, to them, it's just a person with super reflexes, and that's why they could pilot the Gundam, because they have like really good reaction time that they could take advantage of. But then, as the story goes, they find out that new types are actually empaths, and the reason why they're so good at piloting is they could feel the emotions of the other pilots, and then it becomes this tragedy where, like, oh my gosh, like, we're empaths, we could be like understanding each other's emotions, but we're killing each other, oh no, in this big robot, when we really should have been just using our powers to get to know each other and live in harmony. Like, dang. That part of the original Gundam hit hard. That was like in 1979, I think, when it was first written. And it still hits today. It's so good. There, the new types. Here you go. Oh, actually, this is a little bit more blue. I still remember watching that the first time. I was like, oh, that hit. Did they change a lot with the modern Gundam? No, the idea is still there. I think if I had to boil down the Gundam series as a whole, it's always about humans going into space, and I really like its outlook on space. You know, they always say that humans are meant for more. You know, we are meant to go to the stars and explore the great beyond. You know, it's beautiful. But the thing that's holding us back is the fact that you don't understand one another. So there's always a conflict, you know, like in G-Witch, it's the fact that companies are getting in the way of, like, what's it called? Of progress, because the only thing that held them back is the fact that they didn't have enough money to make this technology called Gund. In that universe, it's called Gund Tech, and it was supposed to be technology to support people in space and live better, but nope, you can't do that because you don't have enough money, and now you have to rely on companies. So that's like the commentary for G-Witch. G-Witch, the latest Gundam. And it's always like that. It's always about humans trying to be better, but the only thing holding them back is that the fact that they're not trying to understand one another. Yeah. And that's why they gotta go to war or fight in the Gundam. That's how it usually goes. Such is the Gundam story. Let's see. Okay, I gotta... What time is it? Okay, I gotta lock in a little bit. Alright. erase you that I know. Okay, this is it. Lock in time. There. I'm a big Yu-Gi-Oh fan. Yeah, that's cool. I know a handful of my students are big Yu-Gi-Oh fans. Sadly, I didn't get into it. Let's see. Okay, darker. There. Yeah, hello. Hi, MM. There you go. Okay, so there is this piece, and then this piece. Okay. And then there. Then I think for the legs, they don't have to be that long. Okay, and then you. Let's see. So what am I merging here? This, and then this. Okay. Look at this. Boom. All merged. Usually I wouldn't merge this early, but I gotta do it. Let's see. It'd be fun to see mech crossovers and completely different. Yeah, for sure. Always. Giant robots fix everything. There you go. And then you will adjust. There you go. Yay. Yeah, they do. Gundam. Oh, oops, right. It's all merged together now. There. Okay, so now I'm gonna try to carve it out. Yeah, and notice actually, so another tip for while I'm painting, I'm just color picking a lot now. So to keep it consistent, I'm not introducing new colors anymore. I'm just mostly picking from the canvas, the stuff that I already have on here. You. I don't need you anymore. Yeah. There. I don't need this anymore either. And I think you need to make the arms a touch bigger. Okay, that looks way better. There you go. And then need you touch bigger as well. Okay, look at that. Wow. I don't need you. I don't want to play with you anymore. Stretch. Oh my gosh. Let's see. I also do think actually that you think I need to move this a little bit more forward. So there. So let me clean up my selection here. There. And you. Or actually, you to you. Yay. Maybe I'll cut. Then paste. Oh, oops. Maybe in here, paste. There we go. You move under there. And maybe tilt a little bit more. Nah, it's fine. There we go. And then let me remerge it together. What are these? Okay. You. And I guess I don't need this layer anymore. Delete. Yeah, hi. Welcome. What time is it? Okay. I'll try to do like an extra 15 minutes. Because I don't know, trying to think if I could finish that in that time. Okay. I'm gonna have to lock in real hard to do that, but it's doable. I think. I hope. Because I've explained most of the stuff that goes into it. He art speedrun. When am I not speedrunning? It's funny. There. There. Okay. Then we have it like here. And here. Okay. Because technically what I'm working on right now is the thigh. So I'm still thinking about this in segments. I haven't completely forgotten that this is not just one big connected piece. And thankfully for the wings, I could just copy paste it later. There you go. Some nice outlines like that. There we go. Man, chat, I know a lot of people are intimidated by Mecha and drawing them, but you'd be surprised. You just might learn a lot from doing it, from drawing. So I really recommend it. You know, stumble your way through. It's fine, because at the end you will learn a lot as long as you actually put in like real thought into it. Really, that's all it takes. Just put some real thought into it and it'll click. There. There. And there. Yay. Because this is what I always try to encourage in my art streams is I don't want to over explain it. You know, sometimes you just gotta do it. There. Just do it, even if you feel like you don't get it or you feel like you'll mess up. Just do it. Don't worry too hard. Don't worry too much about it. Don't make your dreams come true. If you want to draw it, just draw it. Here. There we go. Oops. There you go. Look at that. See that? There's the knee. And then I think I'll bend this part a little. erase this. Yeah, oh my gosh, this is so satisfying! Oh my gosh, it's starting to come together now. There. And then I'll try to... yeah, show, don't tell. There. And then finally the calf. Right here. Right here. So I know it's really subtle, but I'm still thinking of the cube. Just always think of the cube right here. So I didn't literally draw one, but take a look at this. When I drew this one, I had the left side in mind. And then when I drew this part, I have the front side in mind. You can see that I still take those into account even as I draw. Even if I don't talk about it, it's still there. The cube is always there in the back of my head. There. And there. It sounds really psychotic, I know, but it's true. There. There. Yank. And then yank, yank, yank. And let's see. Okay, here's the other part. There, and then there's like a little gap. There we go. And then you. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. There. And then on the back of it is this part. I'll add that in. The joints. Just like that. There you go. Dawn night. There. There you go. Oh my gosh, I'm like super overtime over there. I'm really sorry, Joe, for like keeping you here for so long. But I'll try my best to really finish this. Oh my gosh. Let me know if you really, really have to go. Because trying to think of like what else I need to do. I don't need to do the feet. Oh my gosh. No worries. Okay. There. Because I really do want to complete this drawing. Okay. So I'll add my part in like that and like that. Then you. Oh, oops. Okay. Get out of here. There we go. And since I already did the other leg, I'll probably simplify this. There. Right now we have this knee, then yeah, true. Just let us know, chat, what's on your mind. There. Okay, this like needs to be a touch shorter. Like that. There. So I'm gonna try to build there. And then, actually, the angle's a little bit wrong. There. And there. Yeah, I'll try my best not to get past 4:30. That's like my maximum, I think. I don't want to hold you guys for too long. I think. Even though I want to keep drawing. There you go. Let's see. Okay. So I'm trying to think of a way to add this in. Okay, let me look at the... Yeah, so this is where knowing the joints really helps, because like I mentioned earlier, let me show the backside. Actually, where's my references? No, not this one. Delete. What about this one? Not this one. Delete. Just this one right here? Yeah. Oh, oops. If you look at the back of the knees right here, it's double jointed. So you have joint number 1 and joint number 2 right there. So what that means for us is if I draw this is joint number 1. So let me just draw it so that we could see it easier. Ooh. So this is joint number 1, then joint number 2 is down here. So that's the calf. That's how it works. So it will be something like this. This is the top. And then the calf. And then there. Actually, I think I cut off too much. See what it is now. I'll extend it like that. There. Okay. Yeah, since painting is such a render-heavy thing, when are you fine calling something complete? Or is it time your one decider? I think... I think in this case, time is my decider, but for me, if I do have all the time in the world, for me it's when I'm satisfied, really. Because technically you could render forever. Like you could add like all the nicks and dents of the mech. But for me it's when I've completely described the surface and the feel of the object. And that could really depend, you know? So if you want it to feel shiny and metallic, then if you feel like you're at a satisfying point where it is, then you just stop. Really. There you go. So in other words, I stop when I'm satisfied. Try my best to there is the kneecap. So let me grab this. There. And again, this is where the Freddy's Fazbear method comes into play. So now, I'm imagining it from the side, from the left side. That's really helping me picture it and paint it a lot better. So the way I'm imagining it is the knee piece, right? I imagine it from the side, complete side view, it's like this. And then a little bit of the white, and then the knee, like the black part. That's how I imagine it. Let's see. Create a character for personal project. For animation, I guess. Try to make it simple enough that you could draw it over and over again, because you will be drawing them over and over again. So, there. And there. Ooh, I generally stop when I've succeeded at the idea I had, although that's frequently a messy sketch. Oh, I guess a good way for you to tell if something is finished or not, or if you feel like stuff is missing, have a reference or like somebody you look up to and try to see how they render. It's good to have, I guess in this case, it's more like inspiration. It's more of an inspiration than reference, really. Because you'd be like, oh, that's where they stopped. They stopped when they did this. Or like, they kept this messy, but they cleaned that up. So, try to compare with that. Try to compare with how they did it. In that case. There we go. Let's see. A stretch. Oh my gosh. Okay. Make. And you. Okay, I'm gonna move this a little so I can see the reference. There. Oh, I want to find a way of melding my sketches. Yeah. Yeah, you can. That's totally possible. You just paint over it and then try to add some of the lines back in. You totally could. You could totally do that. Okay, I'm kind of tired of the legs right now, so I will... I'll take a break by working on something else. I'll work on the arms here. Yeah, that's also how I avoid burning out of a drawing, is I just work on a different part of it. If I'm like really sick of working on the hair, then I'll probably like leave enough until I could try something else probably. Like for example, the legs are like more or less set up, so now I feel confident enough to just move on and try something else like the arms, which is not set up yet. And there. And then here comes the fun part. Look at this. I'm gonna carve out a new shape like that. And there. Yay. Look at that. darkness in here. And then... Actually, hold on. I think I messed up a little bit here. Let me undo that. It's just right here. It's not that tall. There. And again, Freddy Fazbear method. I'm thinking of the front, side, and then now move on to the side, the left side. There. There. There you go. And then arm. For now, I'll keep it like this. There we go. Let's see. Love the gradients. Yeah. It's fun. Oh, and I guess I need to add a little bit of a gap right here. There. Okay. And then the jets right here. The thrusters. Yeah, just like that. I kind of carved out the shape. There you go. And there. Okay, I got 10 minutes. Yeah, this is like... this is really nice now. Excuse me. There. And I think, my opinion, I should just merge these. Yeah, perfect. And I think the legs need to be bigger. So I will make them bigger right here. There. There you go. Or at least make them wider as well. Because it is pretty chonky. There. Then I'll make this one bigger as well. The side skirt. Same with this one. I will cut, paste, just like that. Wow. Then I merge it back. Yay. Yeah, so this is the pen selection, or selection pen, it's called. But in reality, you know, you could just use your lasso as well. I think this is a Clip Studio thing. Love Clip Studio. Okay, time to add this one in now. Oops. There. There. Okay, I'm gonna really try to speedrun now. It's really getting closer. This is so sad. Yeah, I think the lasso's pretty standard, but then it doesn't have the selection pen. I think not all software, I mean, has this selection pen. Yeah. There we go. And then you know what? Okay, I'll simplify. I think I'm getting too caught up in the details. And then like trying to get it accurate. There. Okay. I think it's let's see. I think it's merging time. Okay. Yay. That's all in one. And I think I could lower this. And then actually let me adjust you. There we go. And then the arm. Let's try to draw it. And then the feet. There you go. There. And then I'll merge it together. Yeah, because I got 5 minutes left. So now I'm just gonna really just streamline it. Honestly. There. This is so sad. But you gotta do what you gotta do. Okay. There's the legs there. There. Merge. Yeah, I really like the hooves this mech has. There we go. And then here. Yeah, there's a lot of rendering. But really, it's just repetitive, you know, like there's not much new stuff to talk about. It's more just taking the time to add that stuff in now. And then you. And of course I gotta add the wings. I can't call this the short set without adding iconic wings. Okay. There. Let's see. Oops. You. And there. What time is it? Okay. I think what I'll do now is I'll try my best to add the wings in, and then I'll wrap up. There. And then there we go. Let's see. You. Okay, let me transform. Okay. And then I'll just add, or maybe I'll just keep it simple. There. Add the sword like that, and then I think. And don't worry, I just have to draw one of the wings, and then I'll copy paste it. Easy peasy. There. And then there. See, this is something I really love about painting as well. You could just do that. Click. No need to worry about line art or anything. There you go. Add some. I know there's not blue in it, but this is a personal touch. I just want to add it in. There. And then, like, speedrun. Like. There we go. But yeah, in reality, drawing mechs is just all about the shapes, you know, all about trying to simplify it and trying to take into account all different sides. And then I will do real quick, and then try to polish a hand here. Okay. Just draw a hand there. And then the back plate. Perfect. And last but not least, the wings. Yank. Okay, let's see how my reference did it. Okay. It's on his back, so yank there. Okay, I think oh, oops. Let's see how the shapes are. Okay, easy. So you oops. There is wing number 1. Yeah, thank you. There you go. And then it's not over yet. More glowy. Look at that. There. More glowy bits. Yank. There's some blue on there. Add some there. And then here's the fun part. I just have to copy paste it. There. 2, 3. Actually, I'll change the angle. This one a little bit more. And then copy paste. There. I think I'll have to add some light here. Like. Some blue. Excuse me. And then, like, there, look at that. That's so cool. And then, okay, one last thing. Hold on. This is the finishing touches. Look at that. Even though it's kind of messy, you know, it could be nicer. TBH. It is fun. And there, I'll probably add some highlights right here, just to make it look even shinier. Add some blue. Oh right, I want to add that too. Yank. Right here. And that other panel. There you go. So some nice light blue on here as a finishing touch. There. There. And of course, some light blue on here as well. Okay, a little bit more saturated. Because this is the nice finishing touches. Adding the edge highlights to make it, excuse me, seem a lot shinier. There. And there. Yeah, you can tell I really simplified really simplified the arms, the forearm. Yeah. Here. And let's see. You. I'll make you hotter pink. Right there. Oh yeah. I wish I had more time to polish it, but this is the best I can do. And really, there's nothing to it. It's just repeating a basic over and over again. So in this case, the basic was forms. You're just drawing forms over and over again, and until you render it out. Render it out to be like this. Okay, so gonna see if there are like major mistakes before I completely wrap up. Close enough. This is close enough. But yeah, again, we're not just a YouTube channel, we're also a school of illustration. So if you want classes to take with me, Jesse, Josh, Faye, and Arunia, you know, we have like lots of talented instructors other than myself. So just, what's it called? I lost my I bit my tongue. But yeah, check out our website if you're interested in classes and taking some assignments with us. Or if you'd like, you could become a member on our YouTube channel, or come join our Discord for updates. Let me see. No. Sorry, I just gotta check something real quick. There. Yeah, check out our Patreon. So you could get perks like art critiques and feedback from us. And again, thanks again for Joe Road for giving us a super chat. We really appreciate all the support. And in case you can't do any of that, just watching our streams is support enough, and we really appreciate it. So yeah, that's it. I hope you guys had a good time, and till next time, see ya. Bye bye.